Hello there. I hope everyone's doing well. I want to talk today about anxiety disorders, and the things that go with them. A lot of times, there's stress disorders that come with anxiety. There's depression. You'll have days where your heart's pounding all day long, and you're sweating. You can't go in the stores. I've gotten so bad to the point where I couldn't even leave the apartment. Literally, going out the door terrified me. Everyone's watching me. Everyone's judging me. I'm gonna die. I can't go into the store. I was 21. I'm 38 now, and I've been struggling with this every day. Every day it's a struggle. Now, a lot of people are going to tell you different things. My mom, whenever I would try to talk to her, it was always buck up, be a man. People will tell you to relax. Just take a deep breath, relax, it'll be okay. These are things that make anxiety worse, especially people that don't have it or understand it. So, everybody is different. The brain chemistry is different in everybody. Some people that have light anxiety, exercise might work. Now, someone like me, I can go biking for 2.5 hours, and I won't feel anxiety while I'm biking. But when I get home, it hits me, and the heart's pounding. And I asked my doctor, why in the hell, with as much exercise I'm doing, I should have no anxiety? And a lot of it stems from trauma. You've been traumatized in your life somehow. Maybe someone sexually or physically abused you. I know I've been there. It's heartbreaking, and things like that don't just leave your head. They're there forever. And a lot of people say, just focus on the future, or focus on the present. These are the people that have not suffered or do not know what the real suffering is and how it develops in the brain. I myself was abandoned by both my parents, and what I realized, I was acting out in school, but I was holding everything in. All my pain, my anger, my hurt, it was all internalized. And I went through high school, just acting out. But on the inside, I was crying. I was a mess, and I was holding it in. Like a lot of us like to try to hide it. Anxiety sufferers, we like to try to hide it. We like to try to control it. We don't want to talk about it. The key is to talk about it. You need to talk to someone you trust. Meds might work for you. Certain meds don't work for certain people. Some meds work for others. I know the first one I took was Seroquel. I blowed it up and it was bad. There are numerous things people do. Deep breathing. I do notice that when I get anxious, I breathe with my chest. You should be breathing with your stomach. But that does not work for all people. The mind, I know it don't work for me. The mind's racing. Impending doom. I'm dying. My world's falling apart. I'm going to lose my mind. The four walls are coming to me. And that feeling of dying, it stems from the fear of death. Anxiety, part of it is the fear of death. Fear of the unknown. You have to accept the fact that you're going to die. I hate even saying that. I hate it. And you can't really take life too seriously. If you put your expectations too high, you're going to get anxious. The key is to make small steps towards your goals. If you try to put things on yourself too much and not get help, whether it be a doctor, a friend you can trust, even a therapist, you need to be able to talk about your emotions and feelings, how your day is going, what you've been struggling with, how you've been feeling, have you had suicidal thoughts. Depression does kick in because anxiety strips you of energy. It literally sucks your soul. So your energy levels on certain days will be depleted and you don't even want to get out of bed. You know, I was to the point to where I was looking up on the internet the Enigma of Suicide is one of the books I was looking at, you know, and then I'd look up on the internet, what are the painless ways to go, you know. I can't swim, so I could drown myself. I could jump, you know, get on the Mississippi River Bridge and just, I'm done, right? But we're fighters. Anxiety sufferers are fighters. In fact, we are one of the most strongest people in the world simply because of the fact that we have been through so much. And we internalize things. Confrontation, we do everything we can not to confront. In fact, confrontation, we'd rather run the other way when there's drama or confrontation. Now, sometimes you have to stick up for yourself. You have to. Otherwise, anxiety is always going to be there. Once you start standing up for yourself and making goals, short-term goals, you know, if you're wanting to write a book or draw a beautiful painting, you have to set goals, small goals. I want to do this much this day. I'm going to do this much tomorrow. If I'm not up for it tomorrow, I'll get back to it later because I'm having a bad day today. And working can be very difficult, almost impossible when you're suffering from severe chronic anxiety. And there's a stigma to this, that you can't see it, so people don't understand it as they would someone in a wheelchair. You know, people, oh, poor, which you know, that's terrible in itself. But the bad thing about anxiety is it's all in here, and you've got to get that out somehow. Whether it be through art, movies, you have to take risks and go for your passions. And accept the fact, and I hate it too, it seems like a cruel joke, but we're all going to die. And once you realize that and accept it, and realize that life really, Eckhart Tolle said that life isn't as serious as your mind makes it out to be. And there's truth to that. Because when we take everything so seriously, we're going to be a ball of mess. And another key to overcoming anxiety. Now, see, I still struggle with it, so I'm not a perfectionist. I still have it. I have to take anti-anxiety meds, antidepressants. I have clonazepam. I take this when I do go out, I have to take this with me. Literally. It's like it's like a lifeline to me. And some doctors think that's bad, that I'm relying on medication. But there are doctors that understand. And that's another key thing I want to bring up. You have to find the right doctor. If you do not find the right doctor, it's going to get worse. And there are some doctors that are just not right for you. You may have to go through 2, 3, 18 like I did. I think I did 17 or 18 doctors. So I recommend the anxiety and phobia workbook. They have it used on Amazon for sale. That's a very good book to go through and do the steps and work your way through your fears and your trauma, because anxiety is built up trauma and fear. Now, I don't know what you guys have been through, and I sympathize with everyone with anxiety because I know what it's like. There have been several times where I thought, I give up. I give up. You know, I'm in a store trying to buy something and I got to run out. When I go into a place, a store, it has to be early in the morning, and I need to know where every exit is in case I get a panic or anxiety attack. And anymore, I can't even tell the anxiety and panic attacks. They're not even attacks. It's just chronic anxiety. It's just heart pounding all the time. Now, the meds do calm it down. It's not a cure-all. Whoever did you wrong in your life, whether it be a mother, a father, an uncle, sister, brother, etc., this is the sad truth. They're sleeping fine at night. In fact, they probably don't even care what they did. But you must love you to work through it. When you start loving yourself and realizing that you are worth the life that's been given to you, and when you realize that you are a human being that has a right to emotions, a right to your opinions, and a right to stand up for yourself, it's going to relieve anxiety symptoms. Because when you hold things in and let people run all over you, and people will do it, they will run all over you like a bug, if they can. Unfortunately, this is the world we live in. It is a sad world, really. So you need to find a good doctor. If you want to try exercising, I recommend you try it. If you want to eat healthier, that's good. But anxiety is physical and mental. The brain reacts to this. The brain says danger, the heart, the blood rises up, your heart starts racing. And mine, I always think I'm dying. What is this? For many years I hid it. I just hid it, and I drank and I drank and I drank and I drank and I drank. I don't know why I was getting worse, you know. And I held it in for 5-6 years, you know. And when it got to the point where I was drinking so much I was puking up blood, and I had become a full-blown alcoholic, I needed to do something. And I was at work one day, and the anxiety just was so. I thought I was dead. I thought I was having a heart attack. They ran me into the emergency room and did all these tests. I've done tests for your thyroid, tests for your blood, tests for diabetes, tests. More tests. Test. I even had a heart monitor hooked up to me that I wore for 24 hours because they thought there was something wrong with my heart because my blood pressure was so high. And finally, after about 20 emergency room visits, or 19, the doctor said, "Has anyone looked into anxiety?" And I was like, "What is that?" So, the people that have done you wrong, if you have to write them a letter explaining how you feel, and they probably won't respond back, write them a letter to say how you feel, let your emotions out, get it on paper, mail it out. At least you got it out and did what you had to do. You have to get that negativity and that hurt, that anger, that bitterness out somehow. Because that's where anxiety stems from. I know a lot of friends, several of my friends have this. A good friend of mine, dear friend of mine, love him to death. He just started getting anxiety, and he's known I've had it for a long time, and now he's talking to me about it openly, where he was scared to talk about it with anyone else, and he has the same symptoms, and he's had nearly the same childhood I did, abusive parents, and you feel unloved, and then it's a vicious cycle because you get agoraphobic where you don't want to leave your apartment because you're afraid of everyone in the world and the world. So you have to find a way to get it out. And when you finally do stand up for yourself, it's going to be a great feeling. You are going to be so relieved because you deserve your life and you deserve to live it how you want to live it. Thank you for watching. I'll post another video up on this. Don't mind my wall, I just happen to love beautiful women. But remember that you're not the only one suffering, and please look at the anxiety and phobia workbook. It's maybe $4 used, and it will go through steps that you can take to make anxiety. I don't think if you have it chronic, it's curable. I've never had a doctor tell me it's curable if it's chronic. If it's a light anxiety and you catch it really quick, that's a different scenario. But those of us that have chronic anxiety all the time, where we're scared all the time, we have to take steps to do it right. And to do it right, we have to confront our fears, confront people that are doing us wrong, because a lot of times we have bad relationships. And like I said, if you stand up for yourself and realize, I'm not going to put up with this shit. I'm not. Or whatever you got to do to let people know that you ain't going to be run over. So, take care. Thank you for watching. Remember, get the book, look at it. I recommend Eckhart Tolle's book, A New Earth. It's Oprah's book club pick. I recommend those two books as a start because Eckhart's going to teach you that life really, that we make small little things this big. Thank you. God bless all of you. Thank you for watching. Take care. And I'm here for all of you.